Hey guys, welcome to another garden vlog. I realize it's been a while since we've done a garden vlog because we've been so busy doing other, activities, including, the age wood chip raised bed, alternative beds, focusing on that a little bit, creating new beds and stuff. And, I was looking back on how long it took to plan out our first bed, and, we planned it out, the simplistic, the easy to root stuff pretty fast on them, and I think it was a little over 3 months before we planted our avocado. So we'll kind of be all inclusive in this video. Definitely want to push the limits a little further and see how fast we can get something successfully planted in some of these new raised beds we're doing. I guess we can talk about, we haven't made an episode 2 or any updates to the wetlands zone 1 project. This is where, the pumpkin started, and it went to different areas, different lands, lots in different directions outside of wetlands, the wetland zone. And there were a few, in the actual wetland zone 1. Then there were, a few outside of it and a few outside on the other lot. So I think the majority of them went to a lot that was probably a little bit more sunny, a little bit less dense with trees. So a lot of it has to do with weather. A lot of it has to do with waiting for all these 6, 7, 8 foot weeds and stuff to die down a little bit, so we can kind of plow down some trails there and work in there, and maybe get some of that stuff out of there. But we also need more design ideas. We need plant materials. We need to plan out everything. Of course, we had a somewhat solid plan last season, but not everything goes according to plan. Sometimes you can't find the plant material. Sometimes you're out of money and you have other time constraints and everything else. That pumpkin growing so much caught us off guard, because I planted all kinds, 3 tea plants. I planted all kinds of stuff here. I see some of it coming back, but most likely a big majority of it was just overgrown, plowed down, potentially killed from the thousands of feet of pumpkin vines in here. So we got to kind of, on this area here, kind of start over, it looks like. And the dewberries are starting to flower quite a bit now. Hopefully we get a nice good amount of dewberries this season too. And man, they make the best preserves, the best pies, the best cobblers. Sugar Bell here definitely still seems to be pretty happy with the frosts and freezes we've gotten. As you guys have known, probably, if you keep up with the vlog, we sold, grapefruits and sambokins this year. Wonder if we don't have a whole lot of citramelons, but maybe we should just get a little bag and take to the market for tomorrow and see if people would buy them for $3 for $1 or something. I mean, we don't, like I said, we don't have a lot this year, but just kind of put some fillers out there in the market. And will we fully revitalize these original raised beds from, 8 or 10 years ago, or however long it's been since I built them? Throughout the year, I just, get sticks and limbs and pieces and just put in here, a little bit at a time, because it's, everything is just composted down. The soil has melted basically in certain areas, and we need to keep putting stuff in there. But we're also using so much of this material on our other our raised bed projects, your age wood chip raised bed alternative projects. But one day we probably do need to revitalize it fully and try to utilize this bed. Deep down, all that soil should be really nice and fertile. Should we get another plum to help pollinate the one we got last year? We bought that one to pollinate the plum cot, but now the plum cot bloomed early. It may bloom again in the spring, but this other guy is blooming now. Still no sign of the white mulberries blooming out or budding, getting leaf buds or anything yet. This other red hybrid though, the dwarf black everbearing, It's definitely getting some blooms and stuff. Very small yet, but it's getting some as well. So do the red mulberries bloom earlier? Is that why the hybrids are blooming and leafing out earlier than the white ones? Here's the other kind of unknown seedling or whatever. It got a little bit of earlier start than the other one. What about updates to the, xeriscaping zone, desert types and yada yada? Everything is so slow when it comes to cactuses and stuff, or getting them started, especially when you get a little pad to start with. Some of them seem like they obviously have died or didn't root well, or animals may have knocked the pads over, broke them, and they may or may not come back. Some of them obviously did root, but it's so slow progress, so I haven't really wanted to make a update video, season 2 or whatever, unless or until we have some more progress. I like to have something to show somebody. Very likely 3 of the pads, one of them probably didn't root at all. 2 of them I think rooted and somehow got broke, or animals, raccoons, something, and they haven't come back, and I don't think they are going to come back. That's the update I have. So I wish I could give you guys more and better news, because I like to have success in experiments. That doesn't mean we're going to give up, but that is one of our back burner experiments or projects, I guess you would say. Have you guys ever seen like blood oranges that are that bloody on the outside? And and this tree is semi-dwarf or kind of dwarfing. It's older, and it has never had that much blood on the peel or on the inside of it. That's enough clowning around, though. Ain't it time to plant a tree where this old, supposedly it was supposed to be a Duncan grapefruit, turned into a Thompson pink. Very good, very sweet fruit, but it wasn't what I bought. And then when our goats, nibbled all the bark away and killed it, we need to put a Duncan here. It is under an oak tree. Right there is an oak tree, probably 35 foot tall. So it should protect it from HLB or citrus greening. We got to get something in the ground, right? All right, so this is one of the 2 Duncans I bought. One of them was probably going to go in the raised age wood chip alternative beds. And this guy, like I said, it's already under an oak tree. This was intended to be a Duncan here. Wonder if we can push this guy down, or there we go. Whee! Now this old Thompson pink grapefruit tree can be used in one of these raised beds we're making. The question now is, can we dig around here where this was, or is there going to be like roots there that's going to stop us? We definitely had some roots here, both from like pine trees, and this is the old Thompson pink root here. It was going that direction. And we're going to collect some rainwater. One thing they say about rainwater is when lightning is in the air while it's raining, it, charges it through, I guess, electricity in it, and it's able to pull some of the nitrogen out of the air and into the water droplets. Whether or not that's true, I don't know, but rainwater is free. All right. Again, doing things one-handed here. Should be enough to let it soak in, and we'll pack it down and maybe put a little bit more dirt on top and see what happens. Yeah, try to get some of them air pockets out of there. All right, that's our new Duncan. So let's hope that we have luck on both of them, when we get the other one in the ground. Now, we do have other citrus and different plants to plant, including this Mineola tangelo here. And I was going to plant it over here where the old Mineola died before the goats killed it. Same thing that happened to the Thompson pink grapefruit. Goats, ate the bark around the tree and it died. But yeah, even though there are oak trees close or in the vicinity, there's none with the canopy where the leaves are going to hit here. I mean, you might have wind bring some leaves here every once in a while, but it's not really being saturated with oak leaves and, rain hitting the top of the canopies and dripping that rain and whatever chemical from those leaves into the ground, into the root system here. So maybe it'll be for one of our raised beds under an oak tree. Well, that is all the time we have for today's vlog. Take care.